Hello guys, welcome to all. Today we are going to discuss about the gamete transfer. Okay, gamete transfer of pre-fertilization events. And in the previous class, we discussed about the gametogenesis, means how the male and female gametes will be formed. Okay, and in this topic we're going to discuss few topics or few events like how they are, means how the male and female gametes they are physically conducted. Okay, so first, here this male and female gametes must be physically brought together to facilitate the fusion or fertilization. So you know that for fertilization process, okay, for this fertilization process, you know that what is fertilization or fusion, means fusion of male and female gametes, that is known as fertilization. So for this fertilization, the gamete, which gamete, male and female gametes, they have to physically brought together, as seen in case of in case of earthworm, and in case of cockroach also. Earthworm, though it is a bisexual, means both male and female gametes are there, means here in case of testes, in this testes, males here sperms are formed, and after the formation of these sperms also they are physically moved towards the ovary. Okay, in case of bisexual also, like in case of unisexual organism, here the male and female organism they are present separately. Here the sperms they have to physically move or transfer towards the female. Okay, so this is very important point here. The male and female gametes they are physically brought together to facilitate this fertilization process. Clear? Next one here about the motility. Okay, here, so in most of this organism, this male gametes are motile in nature and female gametes are non-motile. Okay, in most of this organism, but the exceptions are there. Here in case of fungi and algae, both the male and female gametes are motile. Okay, so you know that here in case of most of this organism, this female gamete here is non-motile, and male gametes are motile, and they are very small in size, they are very lighter in nature. Okay, to facilitate the fertilization process. Okay, so here what happened, this one, for example, in case of algae or in case of cladophora, here in case of cladophora, as you have seen in this also, in case of cladophora isogametes are formed, means here the fusion of male and female gametes both are physiologically or they are physically same, their structure are same in nature, and due to the presence of motile, or due to the presence of this flagella in both male and female gametes, both are motile, and here fusion of gametes it forms the zygote which forms the new individual. Okay, so this is already present in case of NCERT book, that the algae, and in case of fungi both male and female gametes are motile in nature. Clear? But here there is a need for the medium through which the male and female gametes are moved in several simple plants like algae, bryophytes, and pteridophytes. Please remember algae, bryophytes, and pteridophytes. Here, water is the medium through which the gamete transfer takes place. Okay, so here in case of algae, bryophytes, and pteridophytes, water is the medium for pollination, means for the gamete transfer, and for this fertilization also. Okay, next. So this is the female gamete which is non-motile, and this is male gamete which is motile, very small and lighter. Here more number of sperm or male gametes are produced to fuse the minimum number of the female gamete. More number means here you will already means you will study in case of in next chapter, in case of human reproduction, that moreover 300 millions of male gametes are produced, okay, to fuse only one female gamete or only one ovum. And here, as compared to the male gamete, the size of this male gamete here, this female gamete, their size is 1,000 times larger than this male gamete. Why? Because in case of here in this cytoplasm of this female gamete, it store the nutrition, and so that after fusion or fertilization, this for this development of this zygote, it this nutrition, it provides the food material for this development of this zygote, which forms an embryo. Okay, clear? Next one. Here it is mentioned that the number of male gametes produces several thousand times the number of female gametes produced. Okay. Okay. In case of seed plant, mainly in case of flowering plant or angiosperm, the pollen grains are carrier of this male gamete and will have the egg. The pollen grain produced in the anther, therefore have to transfer to the stigma before it can leads to fertilization. You know that in case of here in case of bisexual flower, this is the bisexual flower, and means in the bisexual flower it leads to self pollination and self fertilization. Okay, so in case of self pollination process, okay, pollination means here the transfer of this pollen grain. This is the pollen grain, it transfer from this anther to stigma. Okay, so no need to transfer very far in case of self pollination, but in case of cross pollination, what happen? This pollen grain, though they are non-motile, these are the non-motile, so that this pollen grain, it requires some medium for transfer of this means gamete. Okay, and this medium, they are generally air or water or insect or birds. Okay, so this happens in case of angiospermic plant. Okay, so that here it is mentioned that in case of bisexual self-fertilizing plant, okay, example pea plant, this is the bisexual plant. Transfer of this pollen grain to the stigma is relatively easy as anther. Okay, because this anther and stigma, they are closely related to each other. Okay, they are closely related to each other. But in case of cross pollination, what happened here? The pollination, it facilitated the transfer of this pollen to the stigma by water, air, or insect or birds. Okay, clear? Then here what happened after pollination? Okay, after pollination, what happened? Fertilization takes place. How? If this pollen grain, okay, this pollen grain, it is very good quality, then only fertilization takes place. Then only the pollen tube, it forms, which reaches up to the ovary, and where it forms the male gamete, and one of this male gamete, it fuses the egg to form the zygote. So it depends upon the which type of quality or which type of pollen grain it means germinate upon this stigma. Okay, if this quality of this pollen grain is not good, then it fails to fertilize. Okay, in case of flowering plant. So here this is mentioned here in case of dioecious animal. Okay, pollen grain germinate on the stigma and pollen tube carry the male gametes, reaches the ovule and discharge the male gametes near the egg. In case of dioecious animals, since male and female gametes are formed in different individuals, the organism must evolve a special mechanism for gamete transfer. Okay, successful transfer and coming together of gamete is essential for most critical event in sexual reproduction and this fertility. So in this topic, we have discussed about this how this male and female gametes, their transfer or physically contact. Here the male gametes, especially in most of these organisms, the male gametes are motile in nature. Here in case of algae, bryophyta and pteridophyta, water is essential medium for the fertilization, and the large number of male gametes are produced due to chance factor. What is chance factor? Okay, chance factor means though here more number of, okay, loss of this male gamete during the transport. Chance factor means why this more number of male gametes are produced due to chance factor, because here loss of this male gametes during this transport. Okay, the male gametes are means here it is very much essential to produce. so that 300 millions of male gametes are produced, and out of which only few or only one can fertilize to this egg. That is the chance factor. After pollination, fertilization takes place. Okay, this is also the event of means after pollination means here gamete transfer and gametogenesis. These two are the events of pre-fertilization. Then fertilization. You know that fertilization means simply the fusion of male and female gametes. It is also known as syngamy. Syngamy and fertilization both are same, and it leads to the formation of this zygote, which is always diploid in nature. This is always diploid in nature. Okay, okay. You know that here in case of human, okay, in case of human, the site of fertilization is the isthmic ampullary junction. This is the site of fertilization in case of human being. In case of plant, here, especially in case of angiospermic plant, double fertilization takes place. Double fertilization means here inside this pollen gland, two male gametes are produced. One of this male gamete it fused with this female gamete, which forms the zygote, okay, which is diploid in nature. And another male gamete, it fused with the polar nuclei to form the triploid. This is the triploid, 3N, triploid, primary endosperm nucleus. Primary endosperm nucleus. Okay, so two times fertilization takes place in case of flowering plant. So this process is known as syngamy, fusion of male and female gamete. Female gamete means egg, which is non-motile. Okay, this process is known as syngamy. And then here, what would happen if the syngamy does not occur? What would happen? Then no reproduction takes place, means no fertilization takes place, no new individual takes place. But here what happened? Another methods are there that is known as parthenogenesis. In some cases, parthenogenesis occurs. Clear? What is meant by genesis? Genesis means generation. Okay. So here parthenogenesis means here new individual is formed without fertilization with the male gamete. Okay, without fertilization of this male gamete or this sperm, here new individual it is formed from this female gamete or from this egg. This process is known as parthenogenesis. For example, in case of NCERT, few examples are there. Like here is in case of rotifer, honeybee, especially here in case of drone or male honeybee, which is unisexual in nature or which is haploid in nature. Okay, which is haploid in nature in some lizard and birds like turkey. Okay, so these are the parthenogenesis, or these organisms they produce by parthenogenesis process. Okay, so let's discuss how this individual or how this parthenogenesis process is going on to develop the new individual. Okay, two or three conditions are there. First, if this listen, if this female gamete or this egg, this is haploid, obviously it is haploid in nature. So if it undergo mitotic division and forms a new individual, okay, then this new individual it must be haploid in nature, as seen in case of honeybee, rotifer, lizard, birds. Okay, okay. How it develop into diploid organism means most of these organisms are diploid in nature, but here the female or egg this is haploid. Then what happened here? There will be chance of DNA replication. If this DNA replication is going on, then this chromosome number is diploid. Okay, diploid, and then it forms the diploid individual, which further undergo division and differentiation. It forms the new individual. This is one condition. Another condition also occurs that if another female or egg they fuse, means two egg or two haploid egg, if they fuse, then they forms the diploid egg, which undergo differentiation or division to form the new individual which is diploid lineage. Okay, so two conditions are there. Okay, next one. Where does this syngamy occurs? Obviously, in case of animal, that is here is isthmic ampullary junction. In case of plant, here in case of inside this ovary, syngamy occurs. Okay. Next, we'll discuss about types of means here after the formation of this zygote means how this zygote it forms inside this organism. Okay, listen. So here the zygote it may fertilize internally or externally. If this zygote it forms or it fuse externally. Externally means here from this male the sperms are released inside this water medium, and from this female also egg they are released inside this water body, and then this egg and sperm they are fused to form the zygote, and from this zygote here it forms the means after formation of this larva they forms the new organism. Okay, and this external fertilization, for this external fertilization water is most essential. Okay, and it's seen in case of algae and few species of fungi also. Okay, it's seen in case of fishes and amphibian in case of vertebrate. Okay, and internal fertilization means here this sperm or male gamete it enter inside this means body of this female, and then it forms the zygote. Okay, as seen in case of bryophyta, pteridophyta, gymnosperm and angiosperm in case of plant. Okay, but in case of animal they are seen in reptiles, apes and mammals of of vertebrata. Okay, and next, so external fertilization it takes place in case of bony fishes and frog. Frog this is amphibian. Okay, and this is the fishes. Clear? But what is the disadvantages of this external fertilization? Please remember that these offsprings are extremely vulnerable to predators. Suppose, for example, if this zygote it forms the larva, okay, and if this large phase it act as a predator. It act upon this larva, then totally all these larvae they get destroyed or they get perish. Okay, so that this external fertilization it is not suitable as compared to the internal fertilization. Okay, so that here in case of terrestrial organism and some species of fungi, animals like reptiles, birds and mammals, and in case of plant like bryophyta, pteridophyta, gymnosperm and angiosperm, here internal fertilization takes place or syngamy it occurs inside this body of this organism. Okay, how here this egg is formed inside this female body, you know that, and this male gamete this fuse with the female gamete which exhibit the internal fertilization. Okay, here this male gamete which is always motile, they have to be raised to the egg and fuse, and then so that this number of the sperms they are very large. Okay, okay, here in case of flowering plant this pollen grain which forms the male gamete that is non-motile. Okay, that is non-motile, so that this pollen grain it requires some medium like air, water and insect, and this male gamete which carried to the female gamete by pollen tube, this process is also known as siphonogamy. Okay, siphonogamy process which seen mostly in case of gymnosperm and angiosperm. Okay, please remember the siphonogamy we'll discuss in the next chapter also. Siphonogamy means fusion occurs by male and female gamete by pollen tube. Okay, which occurs through this pollen tube. Siphonogamy. Siphono means tube, pollen tube. Okay, so please remember about the difference between external and internal fertilization, their example. Okay, in case of gamete transfer also here example are important, means in which cases this water is the medium for the gamete transfer. Okay, So we have discussed that in case of fertilization, the fertilization they may be external or internal. Okay, but after the formation of this zygote, okay, zygote which is always diploid, here. This internal fertilization, this is most suitable than this external fertilization. So in case of post fertilization events, here what happened? So this is all about the external and internal fertilization. And external fertilization, in case of external fertilization, water is most essential. It is most essential in case of external fertilization. Okay. After the formation of this zygote, okay, that as in case of fungi and algae, what happened? This zygote it forms a thick wall. Why? To resist from desiccation and damage. Desiccation means heat. Okay, so here what happened, after the formation of this zygote, it secrete a new wall, or it secrete a thick wall which protect this zygote from desiccation and destruction also. Because here, if this means the thick wall is not formed, then due to high temperature, you know that here there's enzyme in our body also. The enzyme they can survive, or they can work in the optimum temperature. And all these enzymes, they have their own optimum temperature. And if this optimum temperature, or this in this high temperature, this enzyme they get denature. Okay, denature or destroy. That's why this zygote it secrete a thick wall to prevent or to protect from this heat or desiccation and destruction. Okay, next here, uh, if in case of sexual reproduction, here is a flowering plant. So in case of if it is sexually reproduced, then female and male gametes they must fuse. But in case of vegetative reproduction, here uh, we may also cut this stem, and from this stem we get the new individual which is also diploid in nature. Okay, okay. Next, what happened? See, in organism with haplontic life cycle. Okay, the zygote divided by meiosis to form haploid spore that grow into haploid individual. Okay, let's see here. Haplontic life cycle. Which organism that show the haplontic life cycle? That is algae and few fungi also. Okay, means the dominant phase. Their plant body is mainly haploid in nature. So how they forms the haploid individual? By meiotic division, because here from this haploid individual, or from this haploid plant body, that form the haploid gamete, male and female gamete, which form fuse to form the zygote. But this zygote, how this zygote it is always diploid. So from this zygote it undergo meiotic division to form the haploid plant body. From the zygote, it forms the meiotic division, which forms the spore. This spore it gets germinate to form the haploid plant body. But in case of gymnosperm and angiosperm, here the dominant plant body that is diploid in nature. So that the zygote it undergo mitotic division to form the diploid individual. Please remember that the zygote it acts as the vital link. Here is zygote is the vital link which ensure the continuity of this species between the organism of one generation and the next. Here the example, this is one generation. Okay, one generation means this is the plant body which forms the gametes, and this gamete it fuse to form the zygote which forms the new individual. Okay, so from one generation to the next generation, the zygote it acts as, or it is the vital link between one generation to the next generation. Okay, so this is all about zygote. Then move to the embryogenesis. Genesis means generation. So how this embryo will be produced or will be generated? Okay, That process is known as embryogenesis, the process of development of embryo from this zygote. So this zygote, they undergo division and differentiation. Two words are there. There, first division and differentiation. Okay, here this one. Okay, another thing is that here, you know that suppose here is a chromosome. In chromosome, the genes are there. Okay, and this gene, from this gene, it decided which type of protein will be formed, and this protein it decide this body structure. So if this if there any change inside this gene, okay, then the chromosome structure it also change, and it leads to the change in the structure of this protein, and which change the body structure, and their functions also affected. Okay, then here we were discussing about the embryogenesis, where the zygote it undergo division and differentiation to form the embryo. Okay, so here is the zygote, then it undergo division. Which type of division? That is mitosis division. Okay, then it forms the diploid individual. Okay, so out of which division means always the duplication of this organism or of this cells takes place. Okay, but in case of differentiation, what is differentiation? Change in their size and shape. Okay, means if from this zygote here 8 individuals are formed or 9 individuals are formed, out of which what happened, 3 individuals they change their shape and size to form one type of cell. Okay, another 3 individual that change their shape and size to form another type of cell or another type of tissue. They perform the specific function. That process is known as differentiation, and by this process what happened here, they forms the new organism, that forms the new organism. Okay, okay, next let's discuss about two types of here these animals are categorized into oviparous and viviparous based on the development of zygote takes place outside the body of this female parent or inside. Okay, if okay, ovi means ovum. Okay, ovum or egg. Okay, so whether they are laying fertilized or unfertilized egg, if they are laying egg, then this type of animal is known as oviparous animal, as seen in case of reptiles, birds. Okay, this is the example of oviparous animal. And here this egg, this is it is covered by the hard, okay, hard calcareous shell. Calcareous shell means it consists of calcium. Okay, what is the function of this calcareous shell? Here it is means very protective in nature from this environment. And after means suppose here is the zygote, which so inside this calcareous shell, this zygote it forms divided to form the embryo, and means undergo incubation period, and after hatching, okay, after hatching what happened, the internal force or internal pressure going on, where this new individual it get released as seen in case of reptile and birds. But in case of viviparous, what happened here, it direct means it gave birth to young one, means here this zygote it forms the new individual inside this womb of female. Okay, so this is all about the oviparous and viviparous. Okay, and please read once. Okay, next about this flowering plant. Okay, like this animal, in case of flowering plant also, what happened here in case of flowering plant, after the pollination and fertilization, after pollination and fertilization, you know that this pollen grain which forms the male gamete, this pollen grain it forms the pollen tube which reaches to the ovary or ovule, then male gamete it forms fuse with the egg, form the zygote. Okay, inside this ovule. Clear? But after fertilization, what happens? These sepals, petals, stamens, and of this flower, they get withdraw or fall off. Okay, and all these cells are get destroyed. Even the sepals, petals, stamens, their male part, all are means shadow or false. Only what happened? The ovule are there, and this ovule they grow to form. It form what? It form the sheet. It forms the seed, and the ovary. It forms the fruit. The zygote is from the embryo, and ovule it forms the seed. Okay. Ovule it develop into the fruit. What is ovule? Ovary it develop into fruit. So ovary means here it is the biologically defined as there is a future fruit, and the outer layer of this fruit is known as pericarp. This is known as pericarp, and this is the seed. So these are the different fruit, few kinds of fruit. You know that this is the example of marginal placentation. Okay, here the seeds are present in one plant. This is the example of axial placentation, and these two are the example of parietal placentation. Okay, so pericarp means the outer wall of this fruit is known as pericarp. Peri means outer, carp means fruit. Okay, so it is all about the first chapter, and we have already finished the first chapter.